16 Catholic bishops in Texas. Abbot declines settlement of all refugees. Do you know how regressive you have to be condemned by 100% of the Catholic Church in Texas? Greg Abbott probably thinks that the Emma Lazarus poem on the Statue of Liberty is fake news propaganda. But wait. It gets worse. Abbott limited early voting to just one location per county, despite Texas having counties as large as 6,000 square miles, larger than the entire states of Connecticut and Rhode Island combined. Abbott tried to purge tens of thousands of legally naturalized citizens off of Texas voter rolls, and then denied he had anything to do with it. And Abbott appointed John Scott as Secretary of State to oversee Texas elections. The same John Scott who represented Donald Trump in one of his many frivolous lawsuits against the state of Pennsylvania. Of course, there's the Texas Heartbeat Act, an ironically heartless piece of legislation, which allows private citizens to collect bounties of $10,000 on anyone who helps a woman get an abortion after 6 weeks, from doctors to counselors to Uber drivers. When asked about impregnated rape victims, Abbott said his solution is, and again, this is real, to eliminate rape. Yeah. We all want to eliminate rape, but more people get raped in Texas than in any other state. So maybe get to work on that, Greg. Speaking of crime, last winter an ice storm devastated Texas, and its stupidly isolated power grid. Abbott's lack of leadership was on display like it was a Bible at a Texas courthouse. Abbott, who is funded largely by fossil fuels and ignores the scientific consensus that people cause climate change, somehow blamed the failure of the Texas power grid on the Green New Deal, despite Texas's catastrophic energy problems actually coming from a failure to winterize fossil fuel pipelines. And also despite the Green New Deal being a proposal that has not yet been implemented anywhere. And in case Abbott wasn't needlessly and cartoonishly evil enough, when an animal protection bill that prevents people from chaining up dogs without adequate water or shade was passed, Greg Abbott vetoed it. Texas tried to make it illegal to torture animals, but Greg Abbott is so pro-personal liberty that he wants the decision whether or not to torture animals to be left up to the individual. Greg Abbott once said, "The problem isn't guns, it's hearts without God." I say, the problem isn't God, it's men without hearts. Texas is not a red state. It's a heavily gerrymandered, heavily voter-suppressed state, and the demographics are only getting bluer. 7 of Texas's 10 most populated counties voted overwhelmingly against Donald Trump in 2016. 8 out of 10 voted against him in 2020. In 2018, Beto O'Rourke came just 2 points away from becoming the first newly elected Democratic senator in Texas in 48 years. And as luck would have it, Beto O'Rourke is who is running against Greg Abbott for Texas governor in 2022. And I don't agree with everything that Beto O'Rourke has said, but he is so much better than Greg Abbott. It's in his name. Better O'Rourke. So Texas, when you vote next year, on one hand, you have O'Rourke. On the other, you have Abbott, a hypocritical, sexist, oil-funded white supremacist, trigger-happy, anti-environment, dishonest, sentient cowboy hat. So, with your help spreading this video, Abbott and his "it's your right to kill your grandmother, poison the water supply, and torture a dog" policies will lose. Together, we can prevent 2022 from becoming 1984. But what do I know? I should stick to comedy.